Hi, welcome to my Microteach session about natural resources. My name is Barbara Crawford and I have two students here eager to learn. So let's get started. Well, you may get a glimpse of two four-legged students too, but let's go ahead. So, have you ever thought about where the things around us, the things that we use in life come from? We don't really think about that much, do we?
We don't.
Probably not enough, not as much as we probably should. So let's think about it. All the things around us, the table, the furniture we sit on, really anything we use in life can be traced back to nature. Which is really cool because nature seems to be connecting us all and everything in life. So the things that we take from nature, the things that we use in life that make our life easier, are called natural resources. So, natural resources. Okay, so natural because it comes from nature, and resources are things we use. So, if you think about it, can you give me any examples of things that we take from nature that we use? Any natural resources?
Rocks.
Rocks, okay. Rocks is a good one.
Water?
Ah, water. Okay.
Verbs.
The what?
Verbs.
Verbs?
Well, it's like
What do you mean by that?
trees and
Trees.
trees.
Trees, yes.
Did you say ferns?
You said ferns?
No.
Oh, okay. Trees. Trees, but trees are plants, right? So trees are plants. Okay. What else?
Me.
Anything you can think of? I have one. Animals.
Animals. Yes.
Okay. Yes, one there.
Twigs.
Twigs, like twigs from trees.
Yes. Or
Okay.
like logs.
Logs.
Twigs or logs.
So wood.
Wood.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put down wood.
Wood. What else can we think of? I would say air.
Air.
Oh, yeah.
Air's a good one.
Okay. Okay, we have a good set of examples here. You know, it's interesting if you think of it, some of these resources are really essential for us for our survival. Without some of these, we wouldn't even survive. Which ones, like even if you look at our examples that we have here, we don't even have to come up with any others. What can we live without? Go ahead, Lynn.
Where can we live
What can we live without? We wouldn't survive without what?
I have a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Air.
Mm-hmm.
Animals.
Definitely.
Water.
Water, definitely water.
I did animals.
Really, water, animals wouldn't survive without water, right? Water is really important. Air is really important.
And I say trees because they actually give air.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
Good
smart.
job. Very good. So trees, we can't survive without trees either. Very good. Now let's think about.
Rocks are good.
There are two categories of natural resources. One category is renewable, and one is non-renewable. Now, if you hear those words, you hear the word renewable. What do you think it means?
We have plenty of.
Very good. Very good. Renewable. We have plenty of it, but renewable. When you look at the word renew, what does that mean? Renewable.
New again?
Yes, exactly. Things that come new and new again, over and over again. So those are things that our planet makes over and over again. For example, now that you know what it means, for example, what would be a renewable resource that our planet makes over?
Air and animals. That's what I gotta say.
Air, for sure. Very good. Animals give birth to more animals, so,
Yes.
right?
So the more the
So
animals,
nature-
the more the food.
Yes, nature
Makes
makes
to survive.
those over and over again. Wood, right?
Wood.
If you think about wood,
Wood.
we can grow more trees fairly quickly, right? So those would be renewable. Is water a renewable resource?
Yeah.
Yes. Water cycle, water kind of
Yeah. Water
renews
sort
itself. Water. What about rocks?
Rocks.
Rocks and minerals. You can write minerals too.
Yeah, you can write now.
Rocks and minerals. Are those renewable?
No.
Rocks, minerals? Why not?
I mean, like.
You're correct, but why not? Why is it not renewable? It's a non-renewable.
Because
Opposite.
once you mine it, you can't put it back. And rocks can't, like, grow other rocks. And we can't put it back.
Yeah. How long did it take for rocks to be made? How long did it take our planet to make rocks and minerals? How long? Did it happen quickly? It happened over millions and millions of years ago, right? Over millions and millions of years. So they don't really, our planet doesn't make them fast enough, so they're non-renewable. We could run out, right? Renewable, we really don't run out. Non-renewable, we can run out of. And that's really important because minerals, we use minerals, for example, in many, many things that we use. Electronics. Think about electronics. Think about your iPad, our TV.
Weapons.
It's made of mineral. It uses a lot of minerals. So if we run out of those, if we run out of minerals,
Nothing.
What happens when we run out?
we're not going to have the luxury of electronics. We're not going to be able. So that's why it's important in the way we use things. It's important to take good care of them, so we don't have to replace them
to make weapons.
too often, right? Or what else can we do with our electronics? Since we're talking about electronics, we can reuse them, right? Give them to someone else to reuse. We can recycle them, right? Could we possibly run out of trees?
Yes.
We could. Even though our planet can regrow them fairly quickly, it's important, human action is really important. It's important that we replant trees and replant, because we make a lot of things out of wood. Our table, furniture, our houses are made of wood, so we need a lot of trees. So it's important that we plant more trees, so our planet can regrow them and renew them, right? What about energy? Have you ever heard the words fossil fuels? Never heard fossil fuels?
I
right?
have.
Okay, what do you know about fossil fuels, Nikki? When have you heard of fossil fuels? Because that's a big category.
I've just heard of the term. I'm not really sure.
Okay. So the term fossil, what does fossil mean?
Bottom.
What's fossil? When you say fossil,
Extinct like species in bone form.
yes, so it's something really, really old, right? Fossil is something really old. And we're talking millions of years. Super, super old, fossil. What does fuel mean?
Fuel.
Gives energy.
Energy. Yes. So fossil fuels is something that humans need for a lot of things. We use fossil fuels for electricity. You burn fossil fuels to create electricity.
Is that renewable?
No, fossil fuels are non-renewable. Our planet took millions, billions of years really to create fossil fuels. It's sediments of old dead plants, dead animals over millions of years, layers of animals under high heat, the heat from our planet and the pressure is what created layers of fossil fuels. What falls under the category of fossil fuels? Oil,
Oil.
natural gas,
Gas.
coal. You know of coal?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mineral that helps us make power.
Yeah. We could run out of coal.
Yeah.
We make energy out of coal, so that's a non-renewable resource. So that's why it's important that humans think about alternative forms of energy. The renewable energy. Can you think of examples of renewable energy?
Wind.
Wind.
Wind power.
Yes, wind power. Can we ever run out of wind?
No.
No, wind is here and we can never run out. What else? Wind?
Sun.
Sun. The solar power, solar energy. Do we ever run out of sun power? No.
Not here.
No. Sun. Okay, solar energy.
What else?
What about water?
Oh, yeah.
Hydropower. Hydro means water.
Yeah.
Yes. So water. Hydro power. Okay. What other sorts of energy we have? I think that's good for this category. Okay, so we need to protect our fossil fuels so we never run out. So we run out, that would be a big trouble. Okay. What questions do you have so far?
If we have different types of renewable energy, why don't we just use those so we can save our natural ones?
That's a really good question. That's a question.
And when our four-legged students.
It's obvious, the answer is obvious. Why don't we, right? I think we're starting to. I think we're realizing that our planet is running really low on some of these resources. So we're realizing that. So more and more focus is on solar power, wind power, renewable energy, so we can save. So we don't use up all the coal, we don't use up all the oil, we don't use up all the minerals in our planet. Right? So that's a good thing. I think good things are happening. What about animals? What do we use animals for? Food. Definitely food. Clothes. We make clothes.
Yeah, we make some clothes, like what the Indians wore, were made out of like deer skins, or like in the plains, they had to make bison skin.
Yes, good job.
Milk.
Milk, yes.
Milks.
Now sheep, we shave sheep.
We shave sheep for
So we make
cloth.
Clothes, yeah. We make clothes out of
clothes. So sheep. You could make bows.
Yes. We also make clothes out of plants like cotton.
Cotton. Cotton.
What do we make silk out of? Does anyone know what silk is made out of?
webbing.
Yes.
Wow.
Webbing from a spider. Spiders can make it very easily.
So we learned today about natural resources come from nature, right? We take things out of nature to use. And we learned today that some of the resources are renewable and some of them are non-renewable, and how it's important that we make decisions, wise decisions as humans to protect our resources, right?
Yes.
Okay, so any questions at the end of the lesson? Okay, well thank you very much for your attention.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Have a great day, everyone.